Nate and Garrett Show, talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stoppin'. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.
And now, welcome to the Nate and Garrett Show. Prepare yourself to be transported to the furthest reaches of reality. As the hosts unravel the mysteries of the universe, the depths of the deep state, the truth hidden in plain sight, all while bringing you the news from this week. Please welcome your hosts, Nate and Garrett.
Garrett. Hey, what's up,
everybody?
dude? How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good.
All right, everybody. Well, we are live on our backup YouTube account.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical we're ever going to get our main YouTube channel back, but we'll keep making new ones and search us out.
Yeah, we're on to our second YouTube channel now.
Yeah, we heard back from one of our appeals, and of course, they said they carefully looked at it and decided against it, which I'm sure they didn't even look at it. They auto-denied us, but
Yeah, it's funny.
that's all right. We've seen this coming. We knew it was going to happen, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, hey, we're a week into the new administration,
Yeah.
and it's already changing a lot. There's a lot of differences already. You always hear people say, like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's the president. Well, we're learning different on this.
Right. I saw he's already done 30 executive orders.
Boy,
And-
what's the average for a president in the whole term?
So,
you
so
know?
like every other president in their first week, like the most was Trump, and he did 5. And then like
Jeez.
Obama did 4 and Bush did 3, I think.
I'm sure
And he did
Trump
30.
Sure Trump got grilled for that.
I'm sure he did too.
And I'm sure the press is giving Biden a pass because he probably says, "Oh, you're undoing Trump stuff." One of them is putting a halt on the EpiPen and the insulin price.
I know. Can you believe he's doing that?
Yeah. How about that?
So Trump made it way cheaper for insulin and EpiPens, so Americans don't have to pay $2,000 for insulin or whatever. And Biden is reversing that one. How
He put
unpopular!
a halt to it until a certain date.
Why is he doing
But it,
that?
in a sense, reverses what's done until then. Almost makes you think that he is bought out by somebody, doesn't it?
It's
It
kind of
kinda has that
the
feel.
only explanation is that Big Pharma told him to stop it because it costs them a bunch of money. Because that's not a partisan issue. Both
You wouldn't think so.
Republicans and Democrats have diabetes. They both need insulin. And the American people definitely would be against this if they knew. But nevertheless, he still stopped.
It's almost like he just doesn't give a shit. I mean, he undid that. He ended the Keystone Pipeline, which I'm sure there's some environmentalists that are sharing that for whatever reason. But it's not like it's cleaner to have oil shipped out here and then shipped everywhere else over the North America and stuff.
Yeah, but you know what, Garrett? We might be being a little too hard on Biden here because, by his own words, he doesn't know what he's signing anyway. You've seen that clip. Did we even?
Yeah.
We might have showed it on our last thing.
I don't think we did yet, but no. It's funny how they're burying that too.
Yeah. I'm going to show this clip, dude.
Good.
Because maybe we're being hard on him. He didn't even know what he was signing here. So let me pull up the video.
But I've said this at the beginning. He's a puppet for the DNC. He doesn't care. He's I think has dementia, or at least a start of it. He's just going to do whatever anyone says right now.
For sure. And here's good evidence of that. Listen up. you can't hear it very well in this crappy video.
I think, is it Kamala says sign it anyway or something like that? Isn't he just sign it?
I mean, I don't know why these videos are so low quality. I've heard it way better. I don't know.
You hear someone off camera tell them to just sign it?
Let me listen again. Here he is, though, and he literally says, I don't know what I'm signing, and then signs it.
You hear that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I haven't heard that before. I think that was Kamala.
You know, people are... The conspiracy theory is something's going to happen to Biden, and he's going to be not president eventually.
I believe that.
I think the only way that happens is if his dementia gets way worse and it's really obvious. And then I think they're going to fake something if that's the case. But there's no need to have Kamala over him. It's not like he's going to give any resistance to what his handlers want him to say.
Right. I guess he's kind of the perfect shell of a man.
Yeah, he's probably easier to boss around than Kamala because he doesn't give a shit because he doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to be willing.
You know what, Joe? We're going to go back to war. You stop the Keystone Pipeline and send troops into Syria. And he says, all right, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Are they going to think I'm racist? No, the opposite, in fact. Sounds good.
Do we get ice cream after? Yes, you do. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, he doesn't even know what he's signing, but he signed to get rid of the insulin cost reduction for Americans. Pretty great. Pretty great.
It's kind of funny to see the mental gymnastics of people bending over trying to justify that too.
I'm sure, because I don't know how you justify that.
Yeah, you'll hear.
I guess they say free market.
A lot of them will just be trying to say like, "Well, he's just freezing everything because Trump was so bad. They've got to go back and look. He's probably going to undo it and stuff like that."
He doesn't know his dick from his asshole at this point. Who is that? It's Kenobi.
Hey.
What's up, brother? Well, Garrett, should we get into the deepfake stuff?
It. We got a lot of stuff for you guys today. We don't know if we're going to get everything, but we want to talk about deepfakes today. We had an ex-Canadian defense minister come out and talk about aliens. So that's after we've already showed you guys the Israeli. So it's kind of weird that keeps happening. And I think it's almost the same basically post too. And he doesn't seem out of his mind or anything either. We're going to talk a little bit of stock market. We're going to talk about possible bubbles.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys a pretty cool medical video today too. So
yeah, we got a cool show lined
going
up.
On.
But let's show this deepfake, this first great deepfake.
If it's a deepfake, I think it might just be
this might just be real. So here it is.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid and I like.
That cracks me up every time. You got to replay that again.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid.
It's too good already, dude. Like, that looks like Putin tying his shirt. That could just
be Putin having a TikTok and being cool with the kids for his next election.
It might be because that looks onto a trend.
The comments on it are hilarious. Everyone is just in shock that Putin has a TikTok.
Look at this. It looks like Putin ties a little bow in his shirt.
The facial expression, even kind of the body shape.
Yeah.
Like that is, I don't know how the hell they did this. I don't know if they found someone that kind of looked like him and put the face over it or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Good job.
It's getting too easy and good already, you know. We're so
gonna not
screwed,
be able to trust anything.
We're so screwed. But let's watch it one more time because I love it.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes.
Just the facial expressions. He's like,
yeah,
here we go.
It is the best part right here.
Here it goes.
Putin, you badass.
How did they do that?
Remember when he rode around on a white horse with no shirt on? Yeah, I do.
I remember seeing the picture at least.
Should we mention how deepfakes are going to destroy the world?
Let's talk about them because it is really weird.
It's brutal.
it's kind of getting to the point where we're not going to be able to tell if somebody really saying anything. So we talked about Biden having dementia and stuff. It might get to the point where they don't even need to worry about replacing them. They can just have an AI or whatever. And
yeah, I mean, look,
what they want to say. We're
so close already.
They already don't let them do real interviews. They screen the shit out of everything. They know exactly what the answers, what the questions are, what the answers are going to be. They know what the follow-up questions are, and they have a giant monitor for them to read off of. You can just eliminate all that. Just pre-record it.
Yeah. And, you know, look, you can make Putin tie his shirt and do this real soon. Already they can. You know, they could already make a video that was really convincing of Putin saying, like, you know, Germany is the enemy of the Russians. We must fight Russia, or we must fight Germany. Like, real soon, any dork in his basement could make it look like a world leader is declaring war. You know?
Can you imagine if you had this technology and transported it back a decade or two ago? I mean, with the war of the world's radio, that supposedly people went crazy on thinking they were getting attacked by aliens and stuff.
Right.
I mean, that was a guy reading a fan fiction type of story to the world
on April Fool's Day, and they still buy it. So now we're gonna have video. It's gonna really look like it, you know. Yep. You could have Trump, whatever, tell people go burn down the Capitol. You know, think of that. Yep. They could do that tomorrow, and a lot of people would do it.
And the damage could already be done by the time that he finds out. Be like, oh wait,
that wasn't me. And then they could say they could release another deepfake saying, no, me denying it was a deepfake.
Oh, so someone tried doing this to slander Alex Jones? Is that what Obi's saying?
Using his voice, but they forgot his beard.
Oh, wow.
Dude, like, honestly, it's really... There's just nothing you can do about it. What are we going to do?
I'm sure you've heard the conspiracy theory that the inauguration was all recorded and everything.
I saw that.
So if they could do a Putin video this good and a deep fake of somebody that you can't tell is between AI or not, yeah, that's a good point that Obi just brought up too. They could mimic your voice and stuff even, so you don't have to even cut stuff up. They can just say it. But if they're gonna be that good, but they're gonna forget little stuff like, oh, the lighting in the background of this window is not quite good, and oh shoot, outside this window there's a car. That would be some pretty dumb mistakes to make if they've gone this far. So I'm not buying that was pre-recorded.
And you know, even if they do make little mistakes like that right now, where the lighting isn't perfect, give them 5 years, and it'll just be perfect.
We'll probably have AI do it.
Definitely.
An AI kind of fact checker and just.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, this pixels off. Let's play some examples.
Okay, deepfakes. Let's do this video. This video is great. It's from a TED Talk in July 25th of 2018. Okay, so this is 2.5 years old. Okay, let's watch this.
Here is real.
To help families refinance their homes.
Now, tell me which Obama here is real.
To help families refinance their homes. To invest in things like high-tech manufacturing, clean energy, and the infrastructure that creates good new jobs.
Anyone? The answer is none of.
Yeah, okay, so let's show it one more time, but none of these four are real.
The answer is none of them.
In things like high-tech manufacturing, clean energy, and the infrastructure that creates good new jobs.
So the first time when I watched this, I paused it and I didn't know that none of them were real. And I looked and I was really trying to decide, you know, and I ended up saying, I don't remember which one I picked was real, but it's good enough already 2.5 years ago that I thought one of them was real, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And, think how much the technology's evolved since then. And look how good that is. All four of these are fake.
Tech manufacturing, clean energy.
Like this one on the top left.
Infrastructure that creates good new jobs.
Anyone?
We had that viewer, can't remember his name, but he showed us that alien video where they took over the local broadcasting and they had that supposedly alien giving the speech. Think if somebody had a deep fake like this of Trump basically saying, my fellow Americans, just like QAnon was saying they would say forever.
They should have done that.
My fellow Americans, now we're in a dire need, and tell them to storm the White House or something. I mean, we'd had millions of people going there before anyone could really figure out that it's fake. And by that point, if people were coming out and saying it's fake, they said, "Oh no, they're lying to us. They're after Trump."
For sure. Dude, they could do that tomorrow. That scenario you're saying, they could do it tomorrow. It would work.
Yep.
My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. Meet me at the White House tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
need your help
next
Bring
week.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That would work. That would completely work. Creepy.
Because you see when people do get caught red-handed. I can always bring it there, but people get caught red-handed, and it's so funny. They'll look at a video of them doing something. And they'll say, "That's not me. That's not me." Pretty soon,
now they'll
might not be there.
Right. Now they'll actually have something to stand on saying, nope, deepfake.
Yep.
I wasn't there. Man, I think it's fascinating. It's really a whole new world with deepfakes of what is real, what you can believe is really going to change.
And I think it's old technology already, but bringing that to the next level is the holograms that we're seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I'm sure those are going to get better and better too.
Yeah.
But
I think they're really creepy, and they're still not super great, but soon it'll be, you won't be able to tell the difference. Especially
if you're forced to keep a distance, if it's like some charismatic guy giving a speech and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a hologram.
Yeah, like Tupac. I think that was the big one, right? That was the first one they showed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the first one.
I've got that video up somewhere.
This is probably old by now.
Yeah, so this
2012.
Yeah, so this is
almost a decade old.
Exactly. And this is they had a concert for Tupac with Tupac, and it was called like a Tupac concert. And I remember when this happened, and I thought how like disrespectful it is, and like
it does feel wrong to me.
Yeah, it feels really wrong.
Yeah.
I think it should be illegal, because if pretend I become a super famous rapper. Yep. I don't want to die and then still be given concerts.
Yeah, you're basically owned at that point. You're selling everything.
Right. They'll be using my voice and my image to say whatever they want. That seems really bad. I can see it
eventually where you're running for candidates. Hi, this is Nate Hayes. Even though I've been or MLK. Hi, this is MLK.
Yeah.
You should not be voting for Trump. You should be voting for Biden.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Exactly. It should be totally illegal. Even if his estate says it's fine. Even if his wife. Yeah, exactly. Because I'll bet you Tupac's estate said, "Oh yeah, go ahead," and they got paid for it. But they shouldn't be able to do that.
Was it Mr. Rogers? He kind of, for some reason, started getting popular again, as in like, "Oh, this guy's so great. That's so great." Well, people weren't very happy to hear that he's a Republican, so they're trying to like post humorously say, "Well, he's a Republican of old. He wouldn't be a Republican now. He'd be a Democrat now." If you have a deep fake or a hologram, it would be so easy to convince people of that too.
Right.
You're just changing the past and everything.
Yeah. Isn't it super messed up that you're able to, I think they did a hologram with Michael Jackson and stuff like that. It's just horrible.
It is weird.
Should we play this Tupac thing?
Let's do it a little bit, because I've actually never seen this. I've just heard about it. But it's kind of crazy that this is already a decade old, essentially.
Yep.
I wonder if there's better ones, but...
It's just completely disrespectful, in my opinion, too.
I kind of agree with you on that.
It's like...
You're right, he's not quite moving real natural there. He's moving like a video game a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something wrong with this. You're right.
It's super wrong.
It's weird even kind of watching it.
It's like Tupac, they're just it's literally using his image and voice. But you could never say what he would say. You know what I mean? You can't.
Absolutely.
It's really offensive. We'll do it, Kenobi.
Right, someone screen capture that.
Yeah. Boo, this is weird.
Man, though, if someone wanted to be, this is obviously getting better and better. If someone wanted to be portrayed as a religious figure and basically says, I'm going to suicide bomb here, but in 3 days, I want you guys to put me everywhere with the newspaper of today so my followers still think I'm alive. Yeah, you guys had some crazy stuff with that.
Yeah. And it's just really horrible.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it makes me think of the Bible where it says, thou shalt not make graven images. Like, drawing pictures, that's one thing. But holograms is where I start to really think like, dang, the Bible might have been onto something with that.
That is kind of
You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe they were just thinking way ahead.
So I was in art class at like third or fourth grade, and we had to draw something that could be anything. And so I thought, I'll draw Jesus. And I started drawing Jesus. I had none get really mad at me for it. Just almost like the whole like no pictures of Muhammad thing. She basically said, you shouldn't be drawing a picture of Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
Looking back, that's really dumb.
Super dumb.
But she made me quit, made me start over.
Okay, but now let me say, okay, I'm gonna make a hologram of Jesus, and I'm gonna have it speak to the people, in a big
Tell
speech.
People that we need to protect the poor, so we need to vote in Biden because he's nicer.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, we gotta vote for Biden, everyone, and
speaking of, we're getting to that religious aspect of it. How about that video that was going around of the Pope supposedly being a hologram?
That's a weird little video.
Yeah, play that.
Should I find that? Okay.
Yeah.
It's just he walks up to the window and like.
If there's any time that a hologram would work, it would be kind of a video like this. I'm surprised we're having trouble finding it.
Is it this one?
No, because he's at like a pulpit. He's like up in the window.
दोस्तों पोप जो कि एक जाने माने हेड है वेटिकन सिटी के चर्च के, उनके नाम से एक के ब्रॉडकास्ट रिकॉर्डिंग के हम कह सकते हैं। इस वीडियो को किसी ने अलग से फोन पे रिकॉर्ड करके
Okay, so this is actually interesting. Did you see that? Boom. There it is. So here's the Pope. He's at the window. What happens is he walks up to the window and he starts walking away, and then he completely disappears. I'm going to do it in slow motion. Playback speed, half speed. Watch. See that? Oh, we can't see it. I'm going to move your camera, Garrett.
Okay.
And this happened a few months ago. He waves, turns around, starts walking away. How do you explain that?
I don't know.
Well, some people have an explanation, and I think it might be real, where before he comes to the window, you can see them sort of like a gray outline happens behind the window, and then he appears, and they're basically saying, look, they brought a projector, and then they project his image pretending he's there, and that it's just a hologram, which this guy might show that.
Do we have a better video of this?
I did. I had one that was way better than this. But this is basically if it would just show it and not have him.
There we go.
Maybe this one.
It's not the same one.
It's not the same one. Now it's doing this one though. Okay.
Okay.
Turns. Okay, see that?
Dude, he does move.
There's no explanation for that except that he's a hologram.
That was weird how he kind of almost moved like he was floating too a little bit when they tried to have him like walking back. I mean, there's only a couple explanations, really. One is it's a hologram or something similar. Two, it's a kind of a shitty phone, and for whatever reason, or shitty filming, and for whatever reason, he just got out of the frame at that point.
I guess like
the third one
phone
would be,
glitch.
I guess the third one would be that it's someone messed with the video. I guess those are only 3 options, really, right? So what would this mean? Yeah, I guess I gotta ask is why. Like, why would they not just have him go? Is he dead? Are they controlling him? Is he lazy? You know?
Yeah, okay. I might have had it muted accidentally. So yeah, why would they do this? Let's pretend this video is the Pope being a hologram.
Okay.
Okay. So why would they do that? You know, one reason is, okay, the Pope was sick that day, but he's really wanted to give the people hope and give them a blessing. So he said, okay, just go use the hologram projection. I'm just going to relax. And they thought okay, we'll just do that. No big deal.
You know, this probably is the most controversial Pope in a long time, I'd say, right?
Francis? I don't
People
know.
are saying has been arrested in the pedo ring. Yeah, I've been hearing whenever when they lost, supposedly there's power down and power was down. They kind of in the Vatican they were saying that, but it was also kind of coming from the same people that said that Hillary's in Gitmo.
Right. See, and I feel like since this video, the Pope has been seen in person, right? I mean, I don't think he's arrested or dead. You know, I guess I don't know for sure, but hasn't he been?
Isn't it crazy how much Q just destroyed so many of that? Because it was kind of like it was the same. People are using the same sources for stuff like that. We're also saying that we're going to have an emergency broadcast on the day of the inauguration, and none of this happened, and they were just so sure, you know?
Right. Which makes it all seem like bullshit.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it is all bullshit, but except like this particular video looks like a hologram. I can't explain it.
And I think that would have greater implications if this really is a hologram.
Right, you would think it would mean something more than like, well, they use holograms sometimes. What?
Yeah.
But I can't imagine what that would be. You know, I think the Pope is still walking around. I
agree with you, Obi. I don't really believe it either, but yeah,
you know, I think he's still walking around. I think he's probably doing a meeting tomorrow somewhere, and we could go see him in person, and it wouldn't be a hologram, okay? But at the same time, I kind of think this was a hologram used by them with sort of, I don't really know why or what the explanation would be for that. But people don't just disappear. So I don't know what they want me to say. I can't explain something like that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know either.
Let's just play this one more time, and you tell me how a guy just suddenly disappears when he turns around, okay? Walking away. What, does he move at the speed of light here? Is that the explanation? He freaking disappeared in one frame, so... And he even disappears in a way that's holographic.
It does seem...
Because he fades out first, see? In this frame, you can see that he's fading. So it's almost like 2 frames. He fades and then fades completely. So either he can move at the speed of light and disappear, or that's a hologram, or a phone
It would be
glitch.
nice to ask someone that knows a lot about cameras to say, is this something you've seen cameras do? Because you remember when, like, the conspiracy of the day was rods? Do you remember rods? They were supposedly like invisible aliens that move, or creatures that move too fast, but high-speed cameras could catch them. There was like, they're going to do a big documentary of it and stuff. And they were already like theorizing that they were full of helium. And so when they die, they float, and then other rods eat them for their helium and stuff. You never heard these?
No, but
go type on like rods caught on camera.
Okay. How fascinating would that have been if this was real and we get high-speed cameras and then we suddenly see aliens?
It's like right there's a good example of it.
This? Rods on security camera.
You haven't seen this. You haven't heard of this.
No.
Oh, nice.
What the hell was that?
And they were actually going to start doing like a documentary on this and stuff. And
That's pretty cool. So this was a camera trick, huh? Or a camera.
so what it looks like, because these were getting big at one point, because there's even like a famous video where someone's like doing the cliff diving, and it almost looked like these rods are going close to him to find out what he's doing and stuff. Well, then somebody went outside in the middle of the night and turned on a light to attract a bunch of bugs and just put a camera there. And when the bugs fly by, it almost looks identical.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess,
that's the explanation, probably.
In the vacuum, I think so. I think tons of people still believe in rods. But before they started getting debunked, like, they were really picking up steam. But yeah, like I said, they even had like a whole cryptozoology type of thing with the whole, they die and they float and helium and all of that.
I mean, this does definitely look like something that could just be a camera artifact, like light is, I don't know what it could be. But
before in a vacuum, you see this. Yeah, orbs, yeah. But you see this in a vacuum, you're thinking, oh, what the hell? These guys are onto something.
Yeah.
But then someone comes and said, oh, this is what happens. Like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
That's true. However, this freaking Pope video, dude, is pretty weird.
I don't disagree.
And you know what? I almost have to find where before he's at the window. Because there's a video with before he's at the window. And you know how it's completely black behind the window?
Yep.
Well, right before he appears, it looks like they wheel up a curtain or something that's gray, and then he appears, which like adds to the point of, oh, they're projecting him onto something, or you know what I mean?
For like $20, you could go around Christmas or Halloween time, and you could get, like, they have projectors you put in your windows that looks like outlines of like people stabbing or like ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
For $20. Who knows what like $20,000 could do?
Yeah, or 20 million.
Yeah.
Did the Pope use a hologram? Why can't I find the one right before he's there? All of them start when he's there. Stupidly.
It would be nice if someone asked him what the hell this is about.
Yeah. Well, maybe on our next show I'll show it, because I actually had that video ready on previous shows.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think there should be some laws about this. It's going to get dicey in the future.
Let's show what, because I want them to make Tupac say something political here, so that we can talk about how messed up that is. I don't know if they do, but let's just play this a little bit. He might just start rapping.
God, a decade ago.
See, I don't know what he said there, but he said something about God. God or something. I'm just so offended by that, Sending it to you, Nate. Oh, sweet.
Thank you.
Send it to my email. haysnate@gmail.com. HAYSNATE. If you can, Kenobi. Or just tell me exactly what to type into YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that might be easy, too.
I found it on Twitter.
Hey, do you know, since this whole purge of Twitter happened, have there been less tweets and less traffic, do you know, to Twitter?
In my opinion, just based on my personal Twitter feed, I think so. I think it's dropped a lot.
I think we would be able to find that out somehow.
Probably we could.
That would help us decide how much money to short it with,
I know. I've still got my short rolling. I still feel good about it, too. especially after they release because they're going to have to release that information soon, right?
And the earnings, they'll have to do that. They'll do an investor call. Yeah.
Beginning of February, right?
I believe it is.
And so we'll know the answer to that then, but I feel like we'd be able to find that out now. Is this going to show it? I just want to see if this shows what I'm talking about. Didn't there?
You know what? Go back, though. There was a little something to the moving from like left to right, it looked like.
Think so? Let me see.
Yep. Oh, it's just that thing, door opening.
Oh, okay. The one you can see it in is the side angle view here.
That's a pretty big mess up.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, if that's not real, it's a pretty big mess up.
No kidding.
But this is another. I think this is a different view, right? That wasn't that cell phone camera that we watched the last one on. It doesn't look like to me.
Yeah, it looks like a better camera for sure.
Yeah,
it's like
so
clearer.
That makes me even more skeptical that.
Oh, I'm blocking the thing on the stream. But okay, let's look at this. Watch this. I think this guy is going frame by frame right now. That video, it's still playing. Boom. Look at that.
So what the hell? What do you think it is?
Let's back this up. You know what I think it is, Garrett? The Pope has magic powers and can disappear. That's the only explanation. It's not a hologram. That would be crazy. It's that the Pope can disappear.
It would be weird to catch it on two different cameras.
One more time. Look at this.
Oh, that's the one Kenobi sent. So.
Okay, and you can see him fade out before he disappears completely, right? Watch.
Yeah, something weird is happening.
He fades for one frame and then disappears.
Almost like he's going from right to left where it's disappearing from.
But this is not a natural occurrence, you know? There's zero chance that's... Look at that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I would like an explanation for that.
Yeah,
from
that'd
someone.
be nice.
If it's that the Pope can become invisible, that would be good to know.
That would be nice.
Does he have a Harry Potter invisibility cloak?
That might be a nice segue into our UFO segment.
Cool, let's do it.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
So we showed you guys Iran. It was Israeli ex-defense minister, basically. This is the former defense minister of Canada. Kind of weird how it almost coincides a little bit. I don't know the date on this.
So I haven't seen this yet, but so this is the former defense minister of Canada, huh?
Yep.
And he's about to say that aliens live amongst us. Because that's even stranger.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, it's only 3 minutes. Or 4 minutes, I guess. Alien.
Ready to share your product roadmap? It's time to use Product Plan.
Yeah. They hit us with an ad, Garrett.
Ah, they caught us. Sons of bitches.
Yeah, I know.
But do you remember back when we were talking about Kenny Veach? They were talking about, he went missing in the mountains, basically. Well, somebody was looking at a book where they were talking about like tall whites, which is supposedly a species of aliens. I don't know if it came from this guy or this guy's just corroborating it, but he even uses that term in here.
Tall whites?
I believe that's what it was, yep.
That sounds racist to me. Okay.
UFOs, and of course, we have a long history of UFOs, and of course, there's been a lot more activity in the last few decades since we invented the
That's what I was
atomic
wondering
bomb,
with Kenobi. Is there something somebody could tell us?
Aggressive video compression, huh? Okay. I mean, seeing that
do.
explanation, I just believe that now because...
We don't have to do is go and look at aggressive video compressions and see if it kind of lines up.
Right.
We'll have to do it off air. Maybe bring it on for next show.
I mean, at least there's some explanation.
That's why I was kind of talking about the rods. It's kind of, okay, that's what it looks like if stuff flies by really fast. Is there something similar for this? We'll have to go look at aggressive video compressions and see if it lines up.
Yeah.
Concerned about that and the fact that we might use it again, and because the whole cosmos is a unity, and it affects not just us but other people in the cosmos. They're very much afraid that we might be stupid enough to start using atomic weapons again, and this would be very bad for us.
That seems to be
for them as well.
a common theme in these, doesn't it? Well, they're not going to talk to us because we fight too much. And then the next one's the atomic weapons. They saw A-bombs from space, and then they came and started to see us. That seems to be a pretty common topic, and I'm not sure if I buy that one at all. I don't think they would.
What's the deal he's saying about nuclear bombs? They do something to the fabric of a universe or something?
You know what? He's going to talk about that a little bit more further on.
And then aliens see us doing that, and they say, okay, we can't let them do that anymore.
Apparently. Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say.
But let's still remain secret.
An atomic bomb, on the grand scheme of things, is basically zero. Look at the sun that's got nuclear fission going, way, way more than all the atomic bombs. And you look at our sun as a smaller side of a star. I mean, we have way bigger nuclear reactions going constantly. So I don't know why a nuclear bomb would.
I mean, maybe in nature, nuclear reactions happen in stars, but not really outside of them. And so if we're doing them, maybe that's not good for the fabric of space-time. You know what I mean? If we're splitting atoms,
space-time would have to be really fucked around stars then.
I see what you mean. I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Even though it's fission, and I think bombs are fusion, but
yeah.
The first question you have to ask is how many species are there? And I used to think there were, between 2 and 12. And Apollo astronaut Edgar Mitchell, who came to Toronto a few years ago and had dinner with us, agreed there was somewhere between 2 and 12. But the latest reports that I've been getting from various sources are that there are about 80 different species. And some of them look just like us, and they could walk down the street and you wouldn't know if you ran, walked past one. And they're what we call the Nordic blondes, and also the tall whites, who are actually working with the United States Air Force in Nevada. They're able to get away with that. They had a couple of their ladies dressed as nuns went into Las Vegas to shop, and they weren't detected. And I have...
Dude, I mean, that's hard to believe. So the aliens are dressing like nuns, and they're going down to get some new handbags, or what?
Why would aliens look like us?
Yeah.
Unless they completely engineered us. And I'm talking way back when there was almost just single-celled type of stuff. It would have had to been way back when, because we fit so nicely in the evolutionary chain, and it's kind of a lot of weird coincidences that got us to where we are now. I don't think that we would be what the average alien would look like. Would not be us. I don't believe.
No, I don't either, and certainly not really close to us, but not exactly. So they have to wear a nun disguise. Also, why would they want to go shopping in Vegas? Like, these are just such weird things to claim. You know what I mean? It's like, well, they dressed up like nuns and then they went shopping. Okay.
You think this guy's trying to sell books? Is he going crazy?
I think he's probably just kind of crazy. Of course, I guess he's the former defense minister.
But you'll hear people talk a lot about like astronauts. This guy's an astronaut. He knows what he's talking about. But it does seem like a lot of crazier people become astronauts. Remember we had that female astronaut that drove across the country and she wore diapers so she didn't have to stop. And then she did it to go and like kill an ex or something like that.
She killed her ex. Yeah, I remember that.
And I think there are some other astronauts that have some crazier.
But dude, a story like, and you're totally right, is apparently well-qualified people can be as crazy as anybody else.
Yep.
But a story like, the tall white aliens are working with the Air Force in Area 51, And then occasionally they dress up like nuns and go shopping on the strip. Do they like to play blackjack? I mean, it's just batshit. It sounds just dumb.
Sounds scary as hell.
Oh, I
I have
know.
a friend who saw one of the men walking along the street, and somebody who would recognize that they were different, and he did. So there are those kind, and then there are the...
So, I mean, that little story was my buddy saw one and knew it was an alien.
Yeah.
It's like a really bad...
What the hell's he doing?
Yeah, what is he doing? I guess he's just crazy. At the same time, I believe in aliens.
We've had other people come out and say stuff similar. I mean, what he's saying, the species and stuff, that's not new to us.
You know, if aliens were here and they were keeping themselves secret, right? They can't tell us, right? But they're walking around and they look different and they go shopping. Like, I don't believe that, you know? If it's such a big secret, they wouldn't be going down to the strip in Vegas, right?
Taking that chance?
Yeah. Wouldn't their overlord have made it dang sure they can't go walk around the city and buy shit?
Yeah, I don't think Xena would like that a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that don't really add up with stories like that,
Yep.
in my opinion.
But it is just weird. He must just be drawing from some of the other stories then.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, is he selling a book?
I still love hearing about it. I love any theory about it. I love listening to what this guy has to say. Should we keep playing it?
Sure.
The short grays, as they're called, and they're the ones that you see in most of the cartoons. They're have very, very slim arms and legs, and they're very short, just a little over 5 feet.
And they often work in
they have
circuses.
a great big torso and a great big head and great big brown eyes. They don't want to tell us how to run our affairs. They have accepted the fact this is our planet and that we have the right to run it. But they're very, very concerned.
She looks bored.
They don't think we're good
She looks like
stewards
this
of
guy.
our planet. We're not. We're clear cutting our forests.
I've done acid
Maybe he
too.
did have a
polluting our
giant trip.
rivers
Maybe
and our
he
lakes,
is.
and we're dumping sewage in the oceans.
Maybe he
and
does
we're
Saudi
doing
every
all
night.
sorts of things which are not what good
Good
stewards of
talk.
their homes should be doing, and they don't like that, and they've made it very clear. And as a matter of fact, they have given us a warning.
How?
And this has come from more than one source.
How have they made it clear?
by-
What have they done?
That they have talked to people. One of the chaps I talked to about a month ago was interacting with them in 1974, he and his brother in Peru.
I don't believe you.
They were taken to Andromeda, teleported.
Oh, they were
And,
teleported.
And they were told what the people there think, and that we're really wrecking our planet. And in fact, that something dreadful is going to happen to it if we don't smarten up and change our ways. We spend too much time fighting each other. We spend too much money on...
You could stop it now. He just kind of goes into that.
You know, it's just, that's all well and good. Why can't they just tell all of us? They just tell your secret buddy.
Yeah,
in
to some guys in
1974.
Peru.
Yeah. Just come out and tell everybody then, aliens.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah, I
are
agree.
they telling this dork's friends, you know?
Yeah.
Everything he said sort of sounds like low-level alien talk to me that anybody says.
You know, it's kind of sad. You look at most of the famous alien stories. Remember the movie that came out? I can't remember what it's called, but it was the first real mainstream one where these loggers were out and they abducted one of the friends. One of the friends went to the cops and stuff. You remember this?
Uh-uh.
Oh, let me...
It's a famous abduction story, though.
It's basically the only one, the only super famous one that made it to Hollywood. Let me... An abduction movie.
You know, I don't want to just shit on everything this guy says, but it just it's so typical of what's said about aliens, and it's also kind of the same kind of crazy nonsense of like, you know, oh, they told your friend, you know.
Yeah.
Your friend saw one in Vegas one time. Okay.
Fire in the Sky. You don't remember that one? Yeah, that's
yeah,
the one.
Miguel's called it Fire in the Sky, huh?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, you were 10 then. but it was super popular, and it like they were using this as like, oh, here's proof of aliens. Why would these guys lie? But if you start getting into it, you start getting into the nitty gritty. It's like, oh, these motherfuckers are lying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like the guy was hiding out at his sister-in-law's, and they found him eventually. I can't remember how they found him, but he tried to play it off like, oh, didn't want to get questioned and stuff. And it turns out that they needed an extension on their contract, like they were behind schedule and stuff. So it almost like they were using this to prolong their schedule.
Gotcha. Oh, we missed the deadline. We got abducted by aliens. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a good excuse.
There's a lot of stuff like that. And, that was, at the time, the most famous alien abduction story ever. And, like, people that were trying to knock down skeptics would say, all right, well, what about so-and-so on Fire in the Sky? What was his motives? Well, it turns out he had a lot, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, as I sit here and shit on alien theories and stuff, I want to make clear, though, this recent stuff from the Navy and the airline pilots, the guy went on Joe Rogan and said he saw UFOs below him, and then he saw one plunge into the ocean and stuff. I pretty much believe that guy, And I think that UFOs are coming in and out of our oceans.
You know what we're going to have to do? Maybe even next show, our Crazy Conspiracy next show could be Bob Lazar. We'll have to really dive into him, too.
Yeah.
I
don't know what to think of him.
I know, because he's got some crazy stuff where...
Right. Seems like he might be telling the truth about a lot of stuff.
That college said, no, he didn't ever go to this college. But then people come out and said, look, here's the student directory, and there's his name. And then even like Area 51, they're like, no, he's never been employed for the government. Well, then he's got a tag and a paycheck from it, and they found him on the payrolls for the government.
Right.
It's like, well, why would they lie about those two things?
Yeah, exactly. It gives him more credence that the government's lying about
a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, come on.
Right.
So we should do a Bob Lazar segment finally.
But even like these UFOs, and the Pentagon said we have off-world vehicles. We talked about this before. I mean,
what the fuck is it?
Yeah, and also like I kind of believe that.
I will until June 15th, when supposedly everything's supposed to be released. But like we talked about in the past too, they can just say, here's everything we got. It's not like someone's auditing them,
Right. Sure I don't expect them to tell the truth about any of it.
Yeah, me neither. But at the same time, how much are they going to, like, why have we not heard more about this off-road vehicles? Where are they,
Yeah, I'm just going to bring up that article again one more time, though. Pentagon off-world vehicles, because that's insane. They say we have off-world vehicles.
I mean, that would be the biggest discovery in human history.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seriously, that would be the biggest discovery. I mean, even like
it's
simple life forms would be the biggest discovery ever.
Yeah.
And they're saying that we have actual vehicles. Off-world
vehicles not made on this earth. I mean, look, it either means there's aliens or it means we're building vehicles on the moon and we're not telling us.
Can you explain gamma squeezes? I don't even know what gamma squeezes are. Do you? Okay.
DZ drunk. Let's Google gamma squeezes.
Thank you for bringing this, by the way.
Yeah, what's up, man? A gamma squeeze is a transient increase in the price of a stock based on an investor buying many options to drive up the prices of select stocks due to option sellers needing to hedge their trades on the underlying stocks. You got that, Garrett?
Okay, so I'm guessing that has something to do with kind of like what GameStop going on right now, right? Short squeeze. No, I can't. Don't know. That's not my expertise.
Well, I think we've covered aliens pretty well for today. Should we go straight to GameStop and the stock market?
Let's do it.
Dude, check this out. It's so weird. Here is GameStop's. We've been talking about this for the last week, by the way.
Yep. I don't believe that GameStop. I'm not long on GameStop.
Me neither.
The idea, I mean, everything's starting to go digital. I mean, the meme is GameStop. You go there with used stuff trying to sell it, and they give you next to nothing. You have eBay now and Facebook to sell stuff.
It's the 25th today, okay?
Yep.
On the 22nd, GameStop was worth $43. And then earlier today, it was worth $120. So it basically tripled in value in like 3 days.
Sure, we'd love to know your theory. Is it kind of is it related to GameStop? I'm just curious because it's in the news and everything right now.
And the fact that GameStop's stock price tripled.
Yep. And they're kind of trying to call it a short squeeze. Cool. I figured, good. Yes, we would like to know.
Yeah, I would love to hear it. Because I wonder why and how this happened.
There's a subreddit called Wall Street Bets where it's people basically putting a lot of money in options. So calls, for people that don't know, you have a call. It's basically you're buying the rights to buy 100 shares. So if it goes up $1, you're essentially making $100. I'm really simplifying it. And you could do the opposite where you buy a put, where if it goes down $1, you're essentially gaining $100 when it expires, as long as it has your price. But they're kind of calling now the SEC supposedly starting to look into Wall Street Bets to see if this is market manipulation. So it's kind of funny that we're getting to the point now with Robinhood and with the internet that we've got normal people sitting at home that, at least in this case, beat the big investors and the big banks. And it almost looks like they're trying to cry foul and run to the government to me.
It's interesting.
Any stock with weekly options, high shorts, low flow is a candidate for gamma squeeze, since you now have 3 times the buyers instead of 2 times like in the regular short squeeze. So kind of like Tesla then too, because Tesla, I think at the time, had one of the highest shorts there were before that started flying up too. And what essentially in layman's terms, what a short squeeze is, a regular short squeeze, the 2 main buyers are Brent shorts and breakout chases. Yes, I figured. Because it is kind of moving a little bit like Tesla, other than Tesla's more of a long where they're finally becoming profitable and looks like they're moving in the right direction. GameStop, it sounds like they just hired a different change of board members. They got the guy from Chewy, who's a pet company for a company that wants to be like an Amazon of pets. And it sounds like that's initially started driving this up. But yeah, to look at it today, I mean, it doubled for a while today, and then it dropped down and it was negative for a while.
How crazy is this, dude? Yeah, you guys text me when it was at like 140, just saying what
higher.
What
a
the
lot of times
hell?
they don't put it on there if the candle doesn't close that high. But I think it would even touch higher. Yeah, 159 looks like it touched.
So this went from just today. It went from 89 to 145, and then down to 60. And now it's at
And the
76.
crazy thing, that's in one day. And
This is unbelievable.
60 is super high for that.
Okay, read what he's saying. Hey, Keneally. Well, I'll read everything he said. So,
Okay, yeah, I can't remember where we left off.
yes, like Tesla too. In a game gamma squeeze, you have 3 main buyers, shorts, the breakout chasers, and the option sellers, who are delta hedging. Pretty much a short squeeze on cocaine. Man, I don't know enough about.
I mean,
the
it
stock.
does look like a short squeeze. And you have the company Citron that's a big short of this. And it looked like they just got humiliated. They had like a press conference that they were going to do that they pulled out of.
Okay, and then Keneally says, it's called a melt-up. It's a standoff between stockholders and short sellers.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Hey,
Thank
got a
you.
subscriber. Cool. The Amazing Wolf. It's called a melt-up. It's a standoff between stockholders and short sellers. Currently, more GameStop stock is sold short than exists.
Jesus. And so when that runs up like that, they're a lot of times it's on margins. So they're paying basically interest and everything off that too.
Man, I'm confused. Okay, and then Swagman488 says, in a short squeeze of regular quality, the 2 main buyers are the breakout chase, double the demand. DZ Drunk says, Tesla had a lot of shorts, low flow, and weekly options.
Yeah, I think for a while they had the kind of like the record for the most shorts. And I'm a Tesla fanboy. I own one. I have another pre-order of another one, but their stock is way too expensive. I mean, before they did a 5-to-1 split, it was sitting at like $700, and it's there now with a 5-to-1 split. And Elon even tweeted out that he thinks, in his opinion, the stock is too high. It instantly dropped it like 20%.
I remember that. That was hilarious.
Yeah. And now it's 5 times as high. We're in the middle of a pandemic. They haven't really seen a giant run up in profits to justify the price.
All right, Garrett. So I think you understand what these guys are saying a lot better than I do. Is there any way for you to explain it to me?
So mine's going to be my understanding of a short squeeze. You go and say, I think this is going to go down. You're basically doing that off of margin, meaning that you're essentially borrowing the money. It rockets up. You're way down. You're paying interest on that. So eventually.
So I lost a lot of money.
Yeah. I can't do this anymore. What you have to do then is you basically have to go and buy the stock to not be shorting anymore. Okay. So it puts a lot of buying pressure on it. So then you see a company like GameStop that is historically down, sales are down, and now all of a sudden it's skyrocketing up.
The breakout.
And then you start adding in the options in that, and it just magnifies it basically 100 times.
So a gamma squeeze, I guess, is that times 10 where everyone's doing that at once and it causes the price to triple.
And so we're seeing the next one that Wall Street Bets is big on is BlackBerry. I mean, I can't think of another company that I think is more dead than GameStop will be in 5 years, would be BlackBerry. But they did it. I mean, they were posting all week saying this is at $12. It's going to be at $20 by the end of the week. It's going to be at $20 by the end of the week. And it opened up at $20 today.
Okay.
And this reminds me a lot of the crypto bubble 4 years ago. I mean, you had random coins. I mean, at least these companies have something behind them. They have profits. They have
products.
Losses,
yeah.
Products. So we have all of that, but crypto basically doesn't. So it's way easier to see a bubble forming and stuff. But that was such a bubble that you would have random coins that weren't even basically developed yet, and people were throwing millions and millions of dollars at it. They had them instead of an IPO as an ICO. My very first ICO I did, I put $600 in a coin called Electronium, and it went up to $26,000, and it stayed there for like a month.
Yeah, and then it crashed.
It crashed. Now it's back to $600 or even a little bit less. It's starting to feel like the market is in a big bubble right now.
All right, let me read this again.
Delta hedging. Okay.
The breakout chasers and the delta sharing option sellers, short squeeze, melt up standoffs. I wish I knew what all this meant. Everyone's on it. Get with the program. A gamma squeeze includes option sellers who are delta hedging. A gamma squeeze includes option sellers who are delta hedging. And somehow this causes the price to triple and then cut in half all in one day. You know?
I mean, I was looking when it was like at 100. I sent that to you. It was like 150. I was looking at buying a put on it.
Yeah.
Basically short selling it times 100. But it was so high that at least what I was using, there was nothing listed even around that price.
They wouldn't let you buy the put.
Nobody had it. They'd let you, but nobody even had it on the market. I mean, they don't have 100 of that strike price because it happened so damn fast. I mean, I should have bought whatever was there, obviously, because it fell 50%. So I'm sure whatever I would have bought would have been in profit.
Yeah.
Sounds like shady market manipulation. Well, the SEC is looking into it right now.
But you know, if it's... Oh, go on, Garrett.
Bitcoin is way overrated. Hence it will bubble. I've said it too in the show. I like Bitcoin long term and stuff, but I think crypto's in another bubble. I mean, I think we passed $1 trillion market cap on it.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Hey, DZ Drunk. Yeah, thanks for subscribing.
No, delta hedges stand off short sellers, resulting in delta hedges and melt-offs with gamma squeezes between option hedges. Now we're way over my head. I don't know.
I need to get a degree. I got to go back to school just on that paragraph, I think.
But yeah, especially with Janet Yellen coming in. So she's obviously not crypto friendly. She's basically said that she thinks that the majority is used for nefarious purposes, and she wants to outlaw it. She's also got some pretty anti-market ideas too. As one of them is just taxing unrealized gains, just meaning if you buy a stock at $10 and it goes up $10, you have $10 of unrealized gains, but it's not real. I mean, that could plummet at any time. We've seen that with crypto for one, but under Janet Yellen, you'd have to actually pay taxes on those gains. So that's a pretty scary thing.
That would be bad news, I think.
Um,
If I was a rich guy that bought a bunch of BlackBerry at $12 a share, I would tell everyone it was going to be 22, hoping people would listen and buy it. I think that's what most of Wall Street bets is.
Yeah, I don't see anything innovative about BlackBerry right now. I tried to research why people were high on it, but Wall Street bets has had, of course, some really big misses too, and it's kind of hard to have big misses right now because the market's just flying up. I mean, we're at all-time records, but like Purple Mattress, they were way into that, and people were buying a bunch of options for expiring right after earnings were released, and it just plummeted. So, I mean, people lost tons of money. But Wall Street Bets right now is people posting like $1 million gains and stuff, showing off their gains from GameStop.
Okay, well, dude, on the 11th, it was $10, or I guess it was $20 a share at GameStop. That was 2 weeks ago.
And 2 weeks ago, I would have been more likely to short sell GameStop than I would be to buy it.
Me too. I would have short sold it at $20.
Why?
Okay,
Why are you doing this?
So can you make a prediction, Garrett? It's right now today, it's at $77, okay?
Yep.
What's it going to be tomorrow and next week? and anyone watching this, can you please
ask me what I think it's going to be in like 3 months from now?
Okay, what's it going to be in like 3 months?
I think it's going to be lower.
Lower than 77?
I kind of think so.
Will it be lower than 50?
I mean, there's obviously not a ton of resistance because it got up to 160 today.
Is it going to do this thing again? Where it doubles in price? How about
after market? It's up.
DZ Drunk says $35. When will
you
it
know
be
what?
35?
I don't disagree with him. And there's a lot of money to be made there if that happens.
Oh, he says a different stock than this one is going to do the same things. So are these people all working together to do this? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was the big thing about crypto. That one of the things that caused it too is everyone blamed the whales. All the whales are deciding which coins get pumped, which ones not. But I mean, you saw that. You remember you got into you got into a pump and dump group, and you didn't know at the time, but you were the fodder for it. Where they would tell you, all right, we're all going to go on Saturday at 10 o'clock. We're all going to go and buy this coin.
Yeah.
But the run up, the real people already bought that 2 days before. And then like the group below that on the pyramid scheme, they told them at 950 and they told some people below at 955. So by the time you bought it, it was here and it looked like it was still going to shoot up. But the real winners are the people that bought it a week ago that sold it to you, basically.
Right. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they had secret Telegram groups of that all the time. You know, crypto's largely unregulated, not completely, but way more largely unregulated. So it's easier to get away with that. And there's shorter supply and all that too.
Well, I think it's fascinating what happened with GameStop in the past couple weeks. I think
DZ Drunk, I kind of agree. I think it's be closer to $35 than I am closer to $159, you know, what it was earlier today.
In 3 months, you're saying?
Yep.
All right.
But I also think that this kind of proves we're in a bubble. I think that these people are right saying this, but I also think that because the market's flying so high, it made this possible. I mean, we've had a bull market now. I mean, year after year after year, it's eventually got to come down. We're a year into a pandemic now, where a lot of stock markets still way higher. I mean, some companies are 2-3 times as high as they were pre-COVID, which just doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense.
There was a company I saw, I can't remember the name, I should have wrote it down, but I think it was like a ticketing company where their revenue is down 98%, but their overhead is barely down, and their stock is up. The revenue is down 98%, and the stock price is up.
Yeah, I mean, if that's not a bubble, I don't know what is, you know?
Yeah.
And we've got a new president with what I think a lot of people would say
less stock market friendly ideas.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, they've ran on the idea of Main Street's not Wall Street. The average person can't afford stocks, and that's a big thing they ran on. Like I said, look, they put in they're nominating Janet Yellen. She seriously likes the idea of taxing unrealized gains. Kamala, when she was running, one of the things she was going to do, I think she was going to tax like the trade, like you're going to put a tax on a trade, not if you won money, you made money or not. It was just every trade there's going to be a surcharge on it.
Right, which would, I feel like, destroy
the
stock market.
there are companies that make no revenue, and there's more of them now. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it seems to me like the stock market should fall, but I never know what's going to happen. So,
a year ago, I kind of thought the same thing. I hate to even admit this. Before the split, I sold 10 Tesla stocks, which right now would be 50 of them, and I did not get nearly as much.
Damn.
People are irrational as the stock market is, and that's the thing. Like irrational markets could outlive. I mean, they could live for a long time. They could outlive you. Who knows? I mean, eventually it's going to have to be irrational, but that could be way down the line.
It's kind of like the movie The Big Short, where the guy knew for sure that the housing market should crash or whatever, and he was losing tons of money betting on that because people were irrational enough that it prolonged it for a really long time. But it still eventually had to correct, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's so hard. Michael J. Berry's actually short Tesla. Man, I looked at getting a put on Tesla. Like I said, I'm a fanboy. I think that their cars are the best cars. But I went to look at a put. It's like $10,000 for one put against Tesla or something. And I think it's probably higher now too. That's back when I looked. Follow him on Twitter. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, we'll look that up.
Yeah. Well, it's super interesting. I'd love to start doing more.
We're gonna for sure. If this is a bubble, I'm hoping, of course, to catch some of it on the way down. Don't want to catch a falling knife, but
dude, I can't get over this.
There's this much movement. There's so much money to be made.
This kind of thing doesn't really happen with stocks, right? Like, especially.
I mean, it reminds me of the crypto market because that would
happen. Yeah, it reminds me of the crypto market too. It does happen with cryptocurrency because just complete.
Who's the antivirus guy? McAfee. He used to do the thing. McAfee, whatever his name is. I mean, the guy's batshit crazy now, and everyone knows it. But back then, he was like one of the first recognizable names in the crypto field. But he did this thing where for like X amount of days, he was going to tweet out a new coin that he thinks is going to last and be viable in the future and worth money. And he would tweet it, and it would just skyrocket. But then people started making bots that, like, at the split second that it tweeted, they would go and buy a shitload of it for the market. So if you saw him tweet it, by the time you pulled it up on your computer, it was already too late because it was already up 200, 300, 400%.
Good job by those guys making those bots. And then it would start
dropping to back 200, 300, 400%.
Think how much money people made on stuff like that. It's genius.
Squeezes like this happen 3 times a year. Interesting.
Yeah, super interesting.
So are we on is Tesla the first? Well, was Tesla the one before this, I should say. Was GameStop the newest? Tesla was the last one? Because really, Tesla just didn't go down like GameStop did. Tesla's still up. So this is at $880, and this is after a split. I mean, go to like 5 years, forever. It was sitting at like $200 something. Now it's $50 because they convert the price to pre-split.
Geez, 2020 was a big year for Tesla. What the hell?
And it made that same Wall Street bets I was telling you about. It made a lot of people millionaires.
Good for them.
Yeah, because Tesla hasn't fallen like they did. But then they got onto they kind of they're a little bit more of a legit company. It looks like than GameStop, even though GameStop's an older company, or at least has had more years of profit. But
right, I just feel like GameStop is a company kind of like Blockbuster, that the writing's on the wall for GameStop. So why is it going up?
He says look at Penn, PENN.
All right.
I think we have to go back probably further than that. There you go. Wow. So go back even further. Hit the. Yeah.
I'll do a year. 6, and now it's at 100. Okay. Yeah.
National Gaming. What is it? Oh, casino, huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, a year ago it was at $6 a share, and now it's at 105. So.
Has there? I don't know enough about it. Has their revenue increased 15 times or anything like that to justify it?
Really interesting.
Yeah, because in 5 years it's been relatively flat until now.
Yeah.
Well, Nate, should we move on to? We're obviously going to have to keep an eye on this. I want a fucking bot. Yeah.
Me too.
So there's a cryptocurrency called COSS, COSS, and they basically, a lot of places in the crypto world did not like bots and would actually try to have like anti-bot scripts and stuff. Well, this was an exchange where they tried to encourage it. They actually had bot contests and stuff. And I think they did it just to get a lot of trades going to make it look like the exchange was doing a ton of money. And they actually would help you build your own bot. And I started to kind of get into that. But then they turned into an exit scam where they took everyone's money and ran. And of course, it's crypto, so nothing's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
But they were short-sighted because they did it kind of right before the crypto run-up, where if they just would have just stayed open, they'd probably make it even more money.
After he broke his indestructible window, I'm doing shit wrong in life, it appears. Me too.
Jesus, that Cybertruck, I'm excited for that. Somebody asked, because the whole thing is like the bulletproof glass and stuff. Somebody asked Elon, saying, "Well, what's going to happen? Those are indestructible glass and everything. What happens if someone goes into the water?" He said, "No problem, it floats." So now there's rumors that that's going to be basically a boat and stuff too. But I'm pretty excited for that.
That was hilarious. Now I know what he's referencing.
Yeah.
Elon.
They had Hans.
He said, how great was that?
Metal ball. Yeah.
Maybe we should just show that.
And he's just like, fuck.
Yeah. He's like, well, back to the drawing board or something.
You could just put.
Oops. Is this it?
Yeah.
This was hilarious, man.
I wish we were live when this happened. When they rolled that out onto the.
Yeah.
At first, you're thinking.
Oh my fucking god. Well,
oh my fucking god, he says.
Maybe that was a little too hard.
He said they did that numerous times in the back. What he thinks happened is they had the window rolled down, and earlier this guy was hitting the side of the door with a sledgehammer to show the cold rolled steel or whatever. And they think that fucked up the integrity of that.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Just shatters right there during the presentation.
Oh my fucking god. Tesla fell 15% the next morning, just like anything. People always buy the rumor and sell the news. But then they saw that there was like 500,000 pre-orders, and then they just shot up from there.
Interesting. But those things are still not out, right?
No. The rumor is production's supposed to start. Not the rumor is. Production's supposed to start the end of this year.
Okay, cool.
But they go 0 to 60 in like under 3 seconds, like 2 point something seconds. So they're faster than a Lamborghini. They go like 600 miles without needing a charge. And
you got one on pre-order, Garrett.
I do. They're basically a
that's
tank
awesome.
that goes as fast as a Lamborghini.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. You'll have to give me a ride in it.
Yeah, can't wait. Should we get into our medical marvel today?
Sure. Yeah, let's show it.
We want to get into.
Let me see what all we got here. We got so much stuff we could possibly. Oh, you know what we should show before we show that?
If you guys are here for the SMCG deep dive, we're probably not going to get to it tonight. Maybe we'll do a show just tomorrow only on that. For people that don't know, we found a really crazy YouTube channel that looked like they were trying to communicate with kind of like a spy network. And we downloaded Tor and we taught ourselves the deep web, and we were following their links. It was a lot of fun. And then it got deleted, and we think we might have found where they made another channel. We're a little late to the game, though. There's like 6 videos out, so we're going to have to dive into that.
Yeah, but maybe not today.
Yeah, we're kind of running out of time again.
Dude, this was just a weird video I want to show, okay? I don't know if you saw this. This is Chuck Schumer.
Oh my God. Yeah, what the fuck is this? This is like 5 years old, right?
Yeah. Have you seen
I'm
this?
glad you brought this up. You should hide us and just show this.
Okay. What the hell is he doing there?
So that's Schumer? I didn't know that was Schumer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is.
Okay, so that's Chuck Schumer. He acts like someone in his chair and tells me, is that his imaginary friend in his chair? One more time. What's he doing there?
Has anyone ever asked him about this?
I don't know, but I just saw it on Twitter and I was like, what the
I saw it like 5 years ago on something. And I just couldn't, I didn't know what the hell that was. I wanted someone to tell me what was going on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you see Fauci came out and basically you called this?
Yep. That's right. I
but
did.
Now he's saying that 2 masks are better than 1.
Yep.
So how long is until that's going to be?
And dummies are doing it. Pete Buttigieg or whatever. He's wearing 2 masks in this picture. But I have a question. Why not 3 masks? Why not 4 masks? What? What's next? Oh, that's next.
Yeah. That's next.
How stupid are we?
Masks.
Pisses me
Man,
off.
I do. I think I mentioned before. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but it's brought to my attention recently that some gyms. So in jiu-jitsu, you're basically wrestling and you're sweating on everybody, and you can't do it without tons of contact. There's gyms that make people wear masks while they're doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Come on.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It's exactly like that wrestling in Oklahoma or wherever that was, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Where they said,
couldn't shake hands.
Yeah, the kids can wrestle, but they can't shake hands because of the disease. I mean, come on. Okay. I want to show one more thing from Chuck Schumer that made recent news. Oh, this is it. Hang on, there's 2 versions.
Oh, yeah, I know this one.
Yeah. So this was just a couple days ago. Chuck makes a Freudian slip. Let's listen to it, Garrett.
Article of impeachment to the Senate. The Senate will conduct a trial of the impeachment of Donald Trump. It will be a full trial. It will be a fair trial. But
Go ahead.
No mistake,
impeach a guy who's not in office.
There will be a trial, and when that trial ends, senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the insurrection against the United States.
Incited the erection. All right, and somebody made a little funny thing. I'll show that.
Incited the erection. Donald John Trump incited the erection.
I love you too, but you're not my type.
Anyway.
God, speaking of kind of related, did you see that clip that's going around about who's the InfoWars guy? Why am I drawing a blank on him?
Alex Jones?
Alex Jones talking about sucking ding-dongs?
No.
Oh, God. Go to YouTube. Just put Alex Jones ding-dongs.
Okay.
There it is, I think.
With this?
Yeah, but it's Facebook, so I don't know if we're going to be able to play it.
There's no video of President Trump sucking a ding-dong.
What?
Oh, you got to play the longer one. It's hilarious.
I never sucked any ding-dongs. But I'll tell you, if they were going to blackmail me to start World War III about one, I'd say, hey, I sucked a golf ball through a freaking garden hose.
What the fuck? Alex Jones is constantly raising the bar on saying crazy shit. Should I try to find another one?
Yeah, sure. Just put that. If it's a little bit longer, just it's funny because he just goes on. If we can't find it in 2 seconds, it's not worth playing.
There's no video of President Trump sucking a ding-dong.
This guy doesn't know what to say.
I never sucked any ding-dongs. But I'll tell you, if they were going to blackmail me to start World War III about one, I'd say, hey, I sucked a golf ball through a freaking garden hose.
But he goes on to say, like, but I don't like that. I've slept with 300 women. He's like, but if I was gay, I'd get all the guys.
Do you remember when they caught Alex Jones doing a live stream or something and he accidentally had porn on his phone showing
No.
it was like transvestite porn or something.
Are you serious? Yeah. What the fuck?
You don't remember that?
No,
Yeah.
but you know Anthony Cumia from the Opie and Anthony show, the same thing kind of happened to him too, supposedly.
You know who Jesse Peterson is? He's a black guy who has a YouTube channel.
Is he the one's got a radio show?
Yeah, I think so. I'm actually a fan of the guy. I like him. He cracks me up. But he's like super religious, and he's always saying like, homosexuality's wrong and stuff. He says stupid shit like that. But he got caught on Twitter liking a homosexual fan page or something. Like his account did.
So common.
I know. He's probably
so
gay.
common.
Yeah. Anyway, who knows?
I wish we could find that longer Alex Jones one. Maybe we'll show it next time. But yeah, his before and after weight loss. Did you see that?
No.
Go to Google Images.
Okay.
And type in Alex Jones before and after weight loss.
Oops.
So you got paid. You got paid to hawk some supplement for a show, and he's gonna do like a before and after page. You can tell like 44 days later, he's like, oh shit.
I forgot to do this.
I better get into the tanning booth or go get sprayed.
No kidding. There's no difference here.
Oh.
He's just red.
He's got...
That is really funny.
I love that one.
I wonder if the company was mad at him. Did you even do it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't sell much of whatever the hell it was they're selling.
Okay, well.
Yeah, he is gold. There is just some Alex Jones gold out there.
For sure.
Yep.
Just solid gold. Hilarious.
Yep.
Okay. Well, should we show the medical
Let's do
story?
it.
I thought this was a really interesting medical.
Does he got the does he have collarbones?
I think he does. You're thinking of achondrodysplasia or something.
Just by I know he's got, but just by how he's holding his shoulders. But then again, that could be his ribs pushed so far forward there.
Yeah,
but
he might not. I don't know.
I never really thought like I was like different than other kids, but around when I was 5, my parents, they could see that like something wasn't right. As I was getting older, it just kept getting worse.
God, as a parent, that's gotta break your heart.
Look at that, dude.
Oh man.
I mean, oh my God, it's so bad. And it tells everything about it. It tells everything.
So, you know, the typical scoliosis that most people think of, it's usually more of like a lateral scoliosis. He's kind of got like a way bigger kyphosis.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, you always, the most, I guess you'd say, most known scoliosis is that idiopathic in females that develops between the ages like 11 and 14. And if you look at them from straight on, they got the curves this way. But you look at them from the side, it's almost the exact opposite of this guy. They almost have no curve in their spine.
Okay.
And I think one of the new theories is you're supposed to have a curve in your spine, one in your neck, mid back, low back. And one of the theories is on those, I don't know why it's more popular, it happens more in girls, but with those girls that don't get those curves developed right, their body starts putting in, because those curves are important for shock absorption. So they start putting in shock absorption somewhere else, and they do it wrong. It puts it on when you're more looking from straight on. But then there's all sorts of stuff that pain, pinched nerves, damage to organs, that sort of thing. But I'm guessing that's the lesser of the two evils or something that it happens that way.
Well, compared to this, yeah.
Yeah.
This kid starts having some serious problems. But
oh, yeah.
So this is, it's only a 5-minute video.
Let's watch it.
And it's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
My name is John Sarcona, and my spine was almost in the shape of a C.
Look at that, dude.
I met John in 2016. His case was one of the most challenging that I've ever had to take care of. John unfortunately had what's called an early onset kyphoscoliosis. So you have both a kyphosis, and that's kind of a hunchback deformity, and scoliosis, a lateral curvature of the spine. But he also had over a dozen surgeries.
I tried everything to heal John, to get this disease away from him. It was hard for the fact that he loved sports. As he was getting older, not fitting in was really starting to take a toll on him. John started surgery back in 2007.
We had surgeries around every 6 months.
And in 2015, the doctor said, can't do it no more.
I received a call from his treating surgeon, and he said that he'd like me to see him fairly quickly.
His oxygen levels were going down. His immune system was shutting down. He was bending by the hour.
Right.
Interesting they said immune system there, too.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
I mean, that the nerves control everything, of course.
Yeah. And
those nerves have got to be messed up.
Yeah. I mean, his chest cavity is being compressed, you know.
God.
So he was having trouble breathing. Look how miserable he is. It's just...
God.
It is. It's hard to see.
It really is. Can't imagine being his parents just thinking, God, what can we do to get him a halfway normal life?
Yeah, it makes you appreciate your health. No kidding. And thank God this, you know, the medical miracles that they're able to do nowadays. Because, okay, so.
Basically, he's being crushed to death, suffocated.
So when I met John, his spine was collapsing, his chin was heading towards his chest, and his whole upper spine was collapsing onto his heart and lungs. So this is a 3D printed model of John's actual spine when we first saw him. What's most striking about this basically is from the side you can see he has a very severe angled kyphosis. As you can see, as this kyphosis keeps bending, it basically squishes and squeezes in the heart and lungs, which sits in this interval right here. I knew right away that he needed surgery, but he wasn't healthy enough. We began his road towards surgery, placing a halo around his skull and putting traction weight that we could slowly stretch out his kyphosis to relieve some of the pressure on his spinal cord, to improve the space available for his breathing in his lungs.
I instantly was breathing better, my throat felt better, like because my neck was getting longer, and my parents was...
Okay, so I wanted to say something about that. So they put a halo on him with a weight that starts tractioning him up, so pulling his head up. And I think that's what people don't realize about the body is how mechanical it is. And it's like, yeah, start stretching him up. And when they did that, it really helped him. He could breathe better. You know, it stretched out. Basically, the extreme curve he was having was getting some relief.
Yep.
Thank God for that. So they did that first.
Would see, and they would be like, wow, John, like, your neck is so long. This is crazy. Well, we were in the hospital for like a month of halo traction.
John needed the VCR type of surgery, vertebral column resection. Think about it, if basically this is one section of the spine, this is another section. If we take 2 or 3 vertebrae out at the center here, separate the spine into 2 different sections, and then basically we can kind of bring the spine together and shorten it to correct the deformity. And the thing that makes it very tricky is that the spinal cord runs down the center of this, so we have to do this very carefully, obviously keeping the spinal cord intact. John's surgery did take, I think, approximately 13 hours. And I remember specifically during the vertebral removal that we were alerted that all the spinal cord data to his legs had gone.
I didn't even know you could really do that.
I know, it's a medical marvel. You know, it's incredible that they're able to do this. So they removed vertebra and managed not to damage his spine. You know, great job by them, dude.
So what, did they put fake vertebra in there? Or they just take, because if not, you've got like 3 different spinal nerves coming through that frame in there.
Good point.
I don't know how that would work.
I don't either. Because I feel like they didn't put anything in there. They just approximated the vertebra that were left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're right.
I don't know how the hell they would do that.
Right. You would have a bunch of spinal nerves going through the same.
And you got the cord going through there. And one thing I thought too of scoliosis is it's something's tensioning that spinal cord, so it's twisting and everything to give a little more space to that. But then you've got this much spinal cord at least then that's going to be clamped down. I don't see how that would work.
I don't either.
gone away, which means basically at that point he's paralyzed. Fortunately, I've experienced that before. One of the treatments for this is to complete the vertebral removal very, very carefully, obviously. What that does is take all the pressure off the spinal cord, and after we did that, actually the spinal cord data started coming back. So then he woke up with normal function to his legs.
Waking up from the surgery, some of the nurses were even so shocked to see like my progress. Like actually, like my balance was like it felt
Look how much better that is.
Like moving my legs and stuff, like everything felt new. It was crazy. It's like walking a new body, and I felt like I had actually room to breathe.
It's been 2 years now with no surgeries. There's not even a word that I can find at the moment to describe what I see when John went to the prom, graduated high school. That beautiful golf swing.
Look at that.
Play basketball, walk, breathe. Everything is falling into place.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm just so honored and privileged to take care of someone like John, to take care of his family, and to gain their trust, and really to help him lead a more normal life. Show me a better profession than that.
Before the surgery, just walking to the golf course was its own struggle. Now my golf swing is definitely a lot better. I guess I'm like most excited about like moving on and like not having to constantly think of, oh, well, maybe in a couple months now I'm gonna have that scheduled surgery again. When I went to the tailor to get fitted for my tux for the prom, it was like, wow, is that really me, you know? Looking in the mirror, like, it felt good, you know?
How great
That's
is
a cool story.
Yeah, it is a cool story. And just a miracle that they're able to do that for him.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And I'm so glad I had a happy ending, you know?
Yeah, that's so sad. Especially when you see that in kids.
Yep.
Thank God.
But now he's playing basketball and golfing, and he's doing fine.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was our first medical story.
Yep, we got a really cool one planned for next show too. About memory. We have a really neat one. That'll be fun to do.
Yeah, we'll say what it is. It's the Clive Waring story.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that because it's super interesting.
So he had a weird case of herpes that caused encephalitis that damaged his hippocampus, where memories are created and stored and everything. So basically, he had every 20 seconds, his memories essentially completely reset. And so they're talking to him about it, and it's a really cool story. It's a sad one. It doesn't have a happy ending like this one.
Right.
But
it's really tragic, but it's super interesting.
Yeah. And we got to just get into that S McG channel.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We were on our toes waiting for every new video drop, and now we have like 5 of them we got to get into.
Yeah. We'll do that next time.
Yep.
Well, Garrett, we've gone over
guys,
an hour and a half.
Yeah, thanks a lot for listening. That was a cool one today, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
DZD, thanks a lot for your market knowledge. We're going to be following the markets a lot.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who subscribed today. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or followed. And should we call it?
We'll see you guys in probably just a couple days.
You know, to play us out, here's a little video of the times. I think this is in Canada. They're not allowed to be outside unless they're exercising at the park, Garrett. So everyone at the park starts exercising in front of the cops, which I think is just surreal. Just how dumb our societies are. It's like, okay, we'll follow your stupid rules. You know, I love it. I love the people who are mocking the police by doing this. This guy's the best.
You guys doing burpees.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, cops. All right, man.
All right. Look at that comment. The number comment. These people suck.
Ugh, the cops suck. The people rule. These people suck for I just don't like that comment. But it has 0 likes.
You guys don't have any goddamn snow. We got a foot here now, so.
I like this comment. The whole Western world is run by clowns. I agree. All right.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace.
It was a fun one.
Yeah, had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens.